On the transformations homework, here's problem 1. So this is this set of problems here. And it asks us to describe the transformation M for each of these. So these are matrices. They do transformations. We have a point P, which is going to multiply times S M. And so our question is, what is these? Now, the only confusing thing here is these are 2 by 2 matrices. And what we saw in class is that typically these things would have been written as a 3 by 3 matrix. So we see 2 by 2. We know the point must be 2-dimensional, right? Otherwise, the matrix transformation won't work. So this is going to be an X and a Y here. It's going to be multiplied times this thing. You might have seen this before, written like this. We typically write our 2D matrices as a 3 by 3 matrix, and then the multiplication is going to be xy1. Now, why do we have this 3 by 3? We had this 3 by 3 because, remember, we were trying to get translations in this last coordinate here. Times this 1 would allow us to get translations. And we don't have that last coordinate, so we know none of these things can be transformations. So the question is, what do these matrices do? So let's start with one that's easier. So this matrix here, if we have an X and a Y, and we multiply this, right? So this is going to be equal to, we usually write our X prime, Y prime on this side. So let me do that, right? This is what's going to be after we do this multiplication. So now we're going to have, this is equal to 2x plus 0y and 0x plus 2y equal to 2x, 2y. So what we see is that this thing here was a scale. Now, you may have known this already from just looking at these coordinates, but this is a scale matrix. Similarly, because we have these same 2 coordinates, I know already that this one is a scale matrix also. And this one is going to scale, this one's going to be 4x, 7y in this matrix. Similarly, this thing is going to be a scale matrix, but it's a little bit confusing. So here we have a -1 here. So what is this going to do, right? So if we multiply this times this point, xy, this thing is going, this multiplication is going to be -x, y. Is where our points are going to go. So if we consider we have some point, object that we're drawing, let's consider this vertex first. Suppose this vertex is at 3, 2. Then if this is -x, this is going to go over here to -3, 2. And in fact, this thing is going to be a negative scaling, which is a reflection. So we're going to end up with this here. So if you imagine this is a rectangle with triangles like this, now going to go like this. It's going to get flipped with an inverse. So now this leaves us with some questions